Hello and welcome to the Couch Potato Podcast. Today I'm in the studio by myself and I'm going to do the commentary, a little bit of trivia, hopefully a lot of fun and laughs for the 1972 classic adult film, possibly the most popular of all time, or at least well known, Deep Throat. And when you do an adult film, which I've been told you are to do one, different people said, hey, you are to do this one, you are to do that one. I figured if I'm going to do one, I'm going to do probably the most recognizable, possibly the most popular one. And I'm going to keep my language to a minimum. Hopefully I won't be saying anything that I hadn't said in these other podcasts. I'm going to let a lot of the moaning and groaning of this movie kind of do most of the talking for it, because I'm going to have the volume up just a little bit so you can follow along. In case you don't have a old VHS tape or a DVD, I have a special edition DVD, and I don't think it has subtitles on it. Who'd need subtitles on an adult movie anyway? But we're going to try to do this. If this is your first time to our podcast show, we invite you to look at some of the other ones, or I should say listen to some of the other ones. Mainly they're horror movies right now, not horror. And we're hoping to get some more on there soon. We haven't been doing this very long. But this movie, 1972, stars Linda Lovelace. I think her name was Linda Borman at the time. Harry Reams as Dr. Young. Dolly Sharp as Linda's roommate and best friend Helen, and Carol Connors as the infamous nurse in here that you'll see a lot of. And there's other people in here too, but those are the main characters, and if you don't know at least one of them, you probably should go ahead and tune off now. You have no business listening to this. But we hope you enjoy. That's the actors. That's the movie is Deep Throat. I'm Mike Roby, and this is the Couch Potato Podcast. Okay, if you have a DVD, you need to start it now. I'm going to turn my volume back up here. Okay, first thing we're going through here is, I don't know what this crap is, stuff strolling on the stream from Vanguard Films. Guess that's who produced this thing. 1972. Right off the bat, you see a lake here. Looks like Gilligan's Island, and looks like one of the boats on Gilligan's Island, like a 1960s houseboat. And here's our title character, or our main character, I should say, Linda Lovelace. Linda Borman is, she would be known in real life. Walking down the shore here, walking through the field. There's a nice 1970s public transportation bus. Jesus, and the amount of room between those two parking meters to get that big boat of a vehicle she's in. It happens to be a Cadillac. I have a Cadillac, and it's nowhere near that size. Or that basic looking either. So we got a little bit of groovy music here. Vanguard Films was the one putting this movie together. 1972. How many people watching this or listening to this podcast, you're probably going to be listening to it, not watching it. How many people listening to this podcast was born after 1972? So these people in here are a lot older than you are, and I guess this groovy music, I don't know if she's listening to that on her radio or if it's the background music for the credits here as they go through and tell you some of these people. I hope she's not listening to this, because even in 1972 there was some cool rock and roll out there to listen to. And there was a Hertz movie truck if you missed that. I think this was so cheaply done that a lot of this stuff just ended up in the film. Like these cars passing by. There's a cab that just went by. A lot of nice looking classic vehicles in this thing though. As I'm sitting here watching. It's been a long time since I've seen this. So I'm not seeing it for the first time. I guess no pun intended or no joke intended, but you see Linda wearing a pearl necklace there. Triple layer one at that. But yeah, the numbers is $47,500. That's what their budget was in 1972, and the claim is it took in 600 million, and 30 to 50 million, I guess, is confirmed. That's through box office sales, because this movie here actually showed at the theater. They actually played this at some theaters, and this movie was really something for its time. So that's pretty good money. Put in 47.5 and get back, even if it's just the 30 to 50 million and not the 600 million. That's still a hell of a return on your money. Produced by Lou Perry. I know a lot of these people that were in the movie, they used aliases. Because if you don't know anything about how these movies went back then, there was a time where you could literally get arrested for doing this type of stuff. They're giving us a written, directed, and produced by Jerry Gerard. That's his stage name. His real name is Gerald Dominio, something like that. So apparently Linda's got home here. She's driving this big blue Cadillac, and in the garage there looks like a 70s, early 70s, late 60s Corvette. So these two ladies here are living high on the hog. She's got a couple of boxes in her hand, obviously been shopping. And there's Helen.
I'm in here, hon.
She kind of looks a little bit like, can't remember the lady's name, but the wife on the original Newhart show back in the late 60s. So here is Helen. Here is Helen laying on the table getting serviced orally by a guy with a real groovy looking shirt on and a groovy haircut too. This is 1972 though, possibly 71 when this was filmed. He turns around to see what's going on, and she kind of grabs the back of his head and points him back down there.
Mind if I smoke? While you're eating?
No, not at all.
So he asks, she asks if this guy, which I don't know if he's got a name or not, if he cares if she smokes while he eats. Of course he don't care. I think she either grabbed him by the ears or grabbed him by his Jufro or whatever and just kind of pulled his head up to ask him and then shoved him back down.
If he wants warm supper.
And right here is your first look at something. Like I said, I'm going to keep this language down to a minimum. But let's just say, two birds in the hand are better than one in the bush. Let's put it that way. This guy here is a groovy looking, it's about the best way I can put it. He's groovy. He's got a long sleeve yellow button up, and it's a 100% polyester shirt with the big wide collar. And I don't mean 100% poly like we're used to wearing now. It's real silky. This is like a leisure suit type of 100% poly. If I was this lady here, I might think of selling that Corvette and going and getting some dental work done on my bottom teeth. And even this music here is pretty groovy. This guy's got big thick sideburns. His sideburns almost kind of fade in with the the rest of the background down here. He's got some thick, wide sideburns, and I guess again it's the time, 1972, possibly 71. So I guess he probably looks okay. I probably looked very similar to that at this time too, but at that time I was a kid and I had an excuse. Somebody else was dressing me and having my hair cut and everything, so I didn't have no point in it. But thank God that's over. Now we're out in a pool, big swimming pool here. And I don't know who this is. And there's Linda painting her nails.
Boy, that's good. Why don't you take it there? It'll cool you off. No, maybe later. Got any more lotion? Love? Wow, suntan oil. Oh, yeah. You all right? Yeah.
So she's like, hey love, you got any suntan lotion?
Been moping around all day.
And this isn't even English.
Me? The way we live. What the hell's wrong with the way we live?
So this lady calls her love, and her Helen calls her hun.
All right.
I'm in here, hun. Bring me a cigarette, hun. This lady here's got a little bit of age on her too that Linda's talking to here. I still don't know what her name is because I'm yapping and not listening. But I guess I wouldn't mind if she took her top off, but outside of that, I hope she doesn't take all her clothes off. And Linda, if you're watching this, Linda has a big bruise on the side of her hip there. We can see that I guess they didn't even make up it. Today they would put makeup on it. And I could be mistaken, but I think at one time this Linda Lovelace, Linda Borman, I think had claimed that she was with a husband that beat her up and roughed her up all the time and kind of forced her into this business. So if that's the case, you know, this bruise could have very well come from him. So I guess what Linda and this woman here is talking about is Linda's talking about basically she's talking about how she can have sex and she just doesn't get the sensation that Helen and this woman here, her other friend that they have. She's trying to figure out how to have the spectacular finish.
Someone's got to get your bills running. Okay. Okay. The way I feel, I'll try anything.
And I think her friend has told her to go see this doctor, psychologist, or psychiatrist, Dr. Young, and that is Harry Reams. Well, I don't know if we've gotten to that part yet. Here comes a couple of studs. I guess they're gonna have a little sex party here, I think. And I guess when that doesn't hit it off. I swore that door opened in the last time, but probably wrong.
You'll have number 11.
Oh, okay, so we've got all these guys. And this guy in the background drinking a cup of coffee, I think he's like one of the producers or one of the assistant directors or something. But basically you got all these men coming in, and I guess they're getting a number. And I guess when your number is called, you get to go in there and nail Linda. There's a groovy looking mustache there. You gotta love these 70s mustaches. I don't know if you guys like them, but I do. Even at my age, I've got kind of a baby face. If I didn't have this hideous looking facial hair, I'd have a baby face. So I've always been in favor of the mustache or goatee or something. There we go. Now there's the first penetration you get to see in the movie. And okay, there's a little I don't know if I want to say this or not. It's not standard intercourse. Let's put it that way. If you're watching it, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not watching, use your imagination. Okay, there's a nice finish for this guy. And I guess this is kind of a okay, now in the other room, I don't know if this is a warm-up till you get to Linda or if it's just a big sex party, but Helen's in the front room here, and a guy that's got a farmer's tan here. He's white as a ghost from the waist down to about short length. He's I guess he's having his way with Helen, while Helen's having her way with the other guy, who apparently has an ED issue. He might want to go get his testosterone checked or something like that. At least we know why the one guy's kind of bringing up the rear, so to speak, and the other guy is kind of laying down and I guess I'll say getting serviced. I love the bubble sound there. There's a nice finish for that guy. And I can't tell you who sings this right offhand, but the name of the song is Love is Strange. So if you're listening to this and you can't get enough of it, you're like, where can I get this? You can probably get on YouTube or anywhere and find it. The song is called Love is Strange. And all these guys got Jufros. And for all my Jewish friends out there, or my Jewish listeners, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's kind of I don't know, I've always heard that as a way of referring to anybody that's white that kind of has a curly afro. It's always just called a Jufro where I'm from. So I'm not saying that to offend nobody or make any kind of bad jokes. I'm just calling it like I see it, I guess. Now this guy here, his piece, I guess we'll call it, is as white as that other guy's ass. That's kind of strange. Not only is love strange, but this guy's piece is strange. If there's any women watching this, and I kind of hope there is, but in a way I hope they're not, is there any male parts on here that even looks halfway normal to you? I haven't really seen a normal looking thing here since this movie's been going. Okay, now this right here, I gotta tell you right now, a threesome with two men and a woman, if they were doing it the other way, it's fine. But one guy is nailing, actually it's the guy that had ED, he's nailing the one girl what appears to be in her rear, and the other guy is laying down below both of them, performing oral on her. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I would not be that guy on the bottom. I don't care who the girl is, I'm not gonna be the guy on the bottom. Oh, right there, it just came out and hit the guy in the chin. There's no way. No way I'd be the guy on the bottom. And that's the least of what can happen to you. And this girl here, I don't know if that's Linda, I think it's Linda, she's completely shaved. And that is way ahead of your time for 1972, I believe. Because even this guy that's on top of her looks like a friggin' wolf man. He's hairy from head to toe. In fact, his legs, his belly, and all that area, he basically looks like the top of somebody's head with a penis on it. And a hairy ass and hairy legs. This guy just looks like a wolf man. There's a nice close up. They had good zoom lenses, these people did. No grooming on these guys' part at all.
Number 11. Come with me, you're next.
I can't have it, man. You should have been here 2 minutes ago.
How about you? Anybody left?
So now you got three guys that are totally spent.
What's a nice joint like you doing in a girl like this?
How did you get in here?
That's a good line by this guy, whoever he
You
is. He
called
said,
me, I didn't call
he
you.
looked at the guy and said, what's a good guy like you doing in a joint like this? Or what's a good joint like you doing in a gal like this or something? It's pretty funny.
I don't know. How many was it? 14. That's not even counting those that went fly. That's terrible English. All right, those who came.
So now Helen and Linda are walking down the sidewalk and they're discussing what just happened. And Linda said 14. I don't know if she had 14 guys or what, but
Not real. You know, like Dallas Ring.
no orgasms.
There you go again. You want to get off or you want to destroy a city? Please, I'm just serious. What can I do?
now she's telling her about Dr. Young. And Dr. Young again is played by Mr. Harry Reams. He is Adult Film Hall of Fame. At least I think he's in the Hall of Fame. If they have one, he should be in it, or it's a travesty.
Really quite common.
When you talk about these mustaches back then, you know, it was always a Harry Reams mustache. He was kind of the standard.
Nothing unpleasant that could have possibly turned you off to sex when you were younger?
And he's sitting here.
Nurse, Miss Lovelace is done.
Okay, there's Carol Connors.
Turned you off to sex.
And this Carol Connors that we'll be seeing a little bit of later, a little bit more of later, she originally would be one of, or she eventually would become one of the announcers for the Gong Show. I think she went on there maybe as a contestant or something at first. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but she ended up being one of the introducers for the Gong Show.
Rockets red glare. Ain't proof for the light that our flag was there. Nurse.
She's trying to explain to her his problem, and he's making jokes.
Yes, we just went through that, Miss Lovelace. Let's do that one again. You think your problem might be physical instead of psychological? Have you ever had a internal examination? Step into my examination.
Ooh, good opening line. Have you ever had an internal examination?
Oh, Miss Lovelace knows what has to go. And there's...
And he just happens to have like a king-size bed-looking couch back here as his examining table. Sanitizing his hands there. I just put a little bit of water on his fingers. And now he's checking her out. She's spread eagle, and he's got like this telescope. Little hand telescope. Now he's...
It's one of those, Maggie. You don't have a clitoris. There's no clitoris here.
So Dr. Young has made a grisly discovery here, and he is amazed that apparently what her problem is she does not have a clitoris. Or at least not where it's supposed to be anyway.
Now, Miss Lovelace, please. Try to compose yourself. Tell me something. When you get laid, well, that is, when you have sexual intercourse, what excites you the most?
So basically, in her own words, she is saying giving oral.
Where?
Giving oral is where she gets the most excitement.
I get excited here.
Which will lead to a big discovery here in a few minutes.
Let me have a look at that. Open your mouth.
So now he wants her to say, open her mouth and say, ah.
Well, there it is, you little bugger. There it is.
He says, there it is, you little bugger. Whatever a bugger is. There it is, you little bugger. There it is.
Mr. Lovelace, listen, having a clitoris deep down at the bottom of your throat is better than having no clitoris at all.
So apparently her clitoris is probably where her tonsils are.
The bugger balls when you're here.
But then I could hear myself coming. Miss Lovelace, listen, we have the problem solved. All we have to do now is find a solution.
Like what?
Like deep throat.
What?
Throat. Have you ever taken a penis all the way down to the bottom of your throat?
No. I tried, but I choked.
Ah, well, now, dear, it's a matter of discipline. You have to learn to relax the muscles.
So now Harry Reams is going to tell her how to relax her muscles so she can deep throat.
Sounds so easy.
Well, it is. Try it. You'll like it.
Well, what have I got to lose?
Come, you try it.
He says, you try it with me.
Come, here.
Here comes the music again.
Now I'm gonna tell you the way it has to be, and if you pay attention, I'm sure that you will see. Just relax your muscles, and once you sit
So yeah, she's giving it a shot here. Don't seem like she's having a whole lot of trouble. Seems like she's done this before.
now we found
Dr. Young sure loving it.
the solution is quite clear. For if
Wonder how much of a copay she had to pay this guy to come in here and solve her problem. I wonder if she can nail him for, no pun intended, but I wonder if she can nail him for inappropriate behavior with a patient. That looks like she's deep throating it right there. Looks like she's kind of got that part beat. She's doing okay. I was looking to see if this lady was still alive. Looks like she born January 10th, 1949, so she was, I guess she was 23 here. And she died April 22nd, 2002, one day after my birthday. She was 53. It looks like it's a car crash or something that might have got her, might have done her in. So there's the bells. Even Harry Reams kind of looks like a wolf man. Huh. I wonder who these bells are for. Is it for those are fireworks? I wonder if that's fireworks and bells for him or her. Supposed to be for her, but I've got a good feeling he's feeling pretty good too. And I guess here's a rocket getting ready to launch into space. And there we go. I guess the rocket's red glare must have been for Harry Reams. Or Dr. Young, I'm sorry. Guys, could you imagine being married to this woman? the right woman to play this role, I can tell you that. And this is so cheap, you know, she's talking and you can't hear her because they've got that jewelry box music playing over top of it.
Oh, Dr.
And there's
Young,
Harry
how
Reams, he
can I
looks spent.
tell you? You've saved my life. I'm a fulfilled woman. I've heard the bells at last. Oh, Dr. Young, marry me. I want to be your slave.
Linda, I can't marry.
What do you mean you can't marry me?
I'm my nurse. She won't let me. Besides, how much deep throat you can take?
Oh, no. You're not getting off that easy. You've shown me the way. And now you want to throw me out on the street? To go from one man to another? What are you, crazy? It's all your fault. Don't you understand? I need it. I need love.
No, this
Now, actress-wise, I don't know how well she would have done in mainstream films. Doesn't appear she did very well.
In the meantime, you can come to work for me here in the office. It makes the house fall.
I don't understand.
You don't have a... Because that is... I'll make you a physiotherapist.
I don't know anything about physio.
I'll teach you.
Really, Dr. Young?
So she wants to marry Dr. Young. He doesn't want to marry her because his nurse won't let him.
Do I need anything?
But he's willing to hire her on as a
No equipment?
traveling nurse, traveling therapist.
Oh, Dr. Young.
So there she is in a nurse outfit. If she couldn't get any hotter for 1972, they got a nurse outfit on her. Oh. Complete with the nurse outfit barely going below the wasted area there where you sit down, and surprised to be over, I guess you could say. I lost my train of thought there for a minute. I like these old nurse uniforms. Too bad they don't still wear uniforms like this. So she's going to her first client as a traveling therapist. And apparently she just walks right in, starts taking her clothes off. The guy starts taking his clothes off, and this guy here's got his hair kind of slicked back, and I don't know what kind of therapy he's needing, but just gets up here, climbs up on his dining room table, and now he's actually gonna bang her. Guess she was doing some oral to kind of get it all ready to go, and now he's gonna bang her, but that don't do nothing for her. Maybe her being the therapist, it's all about the guy, I guess. And this guy here didn't have any ED problems, so I have no idea what problem could be. So now he's taking some kind of tube or something in. I guess he's pulled out, he's putting a tube or something in there. He's pouring, I guess he's pouring some wine in there. He's got a plastic hose, and he's going to stick the hose in the drink and then drink it out of the
358. Albert
Had that song sounded familiar. It was kind of a knockoff of I Like the World to See, the Great Taste of Coke, or whatever it was.
Relax your muscles, my dear.
So now this beautiful nurse here is, okay, here you go. Now he's putting a Coke in there. Ooh, I think they just said I'd like to drink some Coke, and I'm wondering if Coca-Cola actually allowed this, or if there was a lawsuit, or what. I wouldn't think Coca-Cola would allow this, but this is a Coca-Cola can. It's a tin can, and for you young people watching, I'd say anywhere from maybe 35 and under. Tin can is a can made out of tin before aluminum, and when you pulled the top off, you pulled the whole top off. It wasn't like an easy flip back like soda cans are now. You pulled the whole thing off, and if you wasn't careful, you would cut yourself on the tab. Standard gas station across the street there, and it's right next to the Golden Buddha Chinese restaurant. Pretty good sized building. Back in the day, you had Standard Oil and you had Ashland Oil. And a lot of times, them two gas stations would be right next to each other, Standard and Ashland. That's back when you could get regular leaded gas or unleaded. And unleaded was gas that a lot of people didn't trust. They still liked buying the gas with lead in it. 39, 49 cents a gallon. Maybe even less than that. When I started driving, gas was, I remember 69 cents a gallon, and I believe I remember 59 cents a gallon,
Case
but
653, Jacob Maltz.
can't be 100%
Age
sure.
52, he's a widower. No children.
Okay, so
Not
there's
had
our
sexual
beautiful
intercourse
nurse
since his
again.
wife passed away 3 years ago. Refuses to go to bed.
Who doesn't have a whole lot of dialogue in this movie. She just kind of shakes her head and gives a bad look now instead of
I sent my therapist over, Miss Linda Lovelace, to relieve
her giving her boss, Dr. Young, oral. He's kind of nailing her from behind.
Tell him, Mr. Moore. How do you feel now?
Wonderful. I haven't felt this good since my poor Sarah passed away.
I'm so glad. You don't know how good it makes me feel to know that.
So she asks this guy that apparently she's putting her clothes back on. She says, "How you feel?" He says, "I feel very good. I haven't felt this good since my dear wife, so-and-so, passed away." So he felt good when she passed away, and now he feels better after going a few rounds here with Linda. And he was giving her his Blue Cross insurance card. And now Dr. Young's in the bed here with an ice pack with no ice in it. Putting it on his head, on his shoulder, now he's got it on his midsection. So apparently between Linda and his nurse, they've kind of wore him out, I guess. I love this little radio that he's broadcasting over.
Dr. Young, that is, old Dr. Young, trying to fall. Two nurses.
And there's a good shot of
simultaneously. Can't go on.
the nurse. And that's just what her name is. Her name's the nurse in here. There's a good version of her
Near death.
assets, kind of dangling. And I believe she is a redhead, although her hair top's blonde. And now Nurse Linda, or therapist Linda's checking Dr. Young's temperature. And again, he's got the empty ice pack on his head now. Keeps rotating it, you know, he puts it in different places. She's trying to get him to take a pill to feel better. And of course, a shot of liquor to wash it down. But they're having a conversation. She wants to see his private area, and he don't want her to see it. He's embarrassed, and it is because, well, he's got his heart boxers on. Now we're back to him and the nurse. I guess is Jesus Christ, yeah, he's a wolf man too. Good God. I wonder who decided that the hair on men had to go, or at least it had to be reduced by maybe 75%. I wonder if it was a woman's idea or the man. I personally don't think I'm going to look like that, to be truthful. Linda's got his boxers off now, and he's covered up with the empty ice pack. Now she's got the ice pack away from him, and it's his hands, and he lets it go, and there it is. He's got it bandaged up. Like it's broke or something. And she gives it a kiss. And then she's trying to tell him she wants to take the bandage off, and he's like, no, don't do it. And just like a lot of women I know, she don't listen. She goes ahead and does it anyway. This very well could be to his benefit. Dr. Young could be back up to his old tricks here in no time. You know what? I take that back. Well, I don't know who that was. I was going to say the nurse might have black hair. Well, I don't know. Maybe she does have black hair. Because Linda has no hair, so it's only them two. So this isn't a redhead. She's got black hair. Nice looking body, though. Carol Connors. No relation to Jimmy Connors or John Connor. This is kind of generic music here. Yeah, drop the nurse's cap. So I guess first came to Dr. Young, apparently she had to pay him because he was a therapist and she was coming to him for help. And now she kind of works for him. So is he paying her now? And then on top of that, he gets this fringe benefit on top of it. Jesus Christ, I should have been a psychiatrist or whatever it was that he's listed as. He was just listed as a psychiatrist. He wasn't a sex psychiatrist or anything. At least that's not what it said. And then this purple eyeshadow there is very nice. Very nice look. I'll just say this, I'd like to see her do that to Ron Jeremy. Then I'd be a believer. It's kind of sad to hear that she died, and I guess she was 54. Sad to hear that, especially if she had been through what she had been through. I'm pretty sure it was her that wrote a book and said that she had been abused and beat up and everything else, and then I guess she survived all that, got her life turned around, and then complications of a minor car accident, did her. I might have to read up on that, find out a little bit more. That's interesting. Basically, all we're seeing here is just different footage of her doing oral on him and him on her, and I say different ones because she don't have that tacky purple eye makeup in a lot of these. Okay, so now we're back to Harry Reams in the bed. This whole thing here is kind of silly. I guess maybe between him and the nurse, her and the nurse, I guess they screwed him to death. Because now he's sick and trying to get his energy back, I guess is what they're implying here. Here's a little peeping Tom. I don't know who this is. If that's the woman, I don't know if that's a woman or a guy. It's hard to tell because of the hair. I guess it's a guy because he's flat-chested, but he's got a bandana. Oh, and he's got him a little pea shooter on him too. And Linda is sitting on maybe the top of the toilet, and it looks like she's getting ready to shave herself. That's what she's doing. She's lathering up. And he's like peeking around the corner in the door, and of course she ain't looking. All she got to do is look straight and she'd see him. He's got this little pea shooter, and that looked like an Old Spice. I didn't know Old Spice made shaving cream. Now they're playing the Old Spice. Huh. And again, did Old Spice have a problem with that, or they could be like a half-assed coffee cup or something and just happen to have the cream in it, I guess. I don't know. She's shaving, and she's kind of doing it wrong too. She's going with the grade and not against it, but I guess maybe if you went with it, it'd be easier on burns, I guess. I don't know. didn't really need shave to begin with. I don't guess. I guess maybe you do that. I'm not a woman, so I don't know. But I guess maybe you do that every day or every other day just to make it easy on yourself, I guess. This guy here, I don't know if he thinks he wants to shoot her or he likes what he sees and he's gonna try to spank one off. I don't know. Kind of for a while. I did see some blood there, so she did cut herself.
Case number 218, Wilbur Wayne, 26. Heir to Wayne Hula Hoop fortune.
Okay, there's my nurse talking.
Exceptionally shy and retiring. Is only aroused.
Oh yeah,
when
she's
he
got
feels
nice.
he's overpowering his partner.
She's got nice
He
breasts. I
assumes
like
the role
her.
of a burglar and
I think I like her better than
situation.
Linda Lovelace.
Believe Linda Lovelace.
She
is
talks a lot
ideally
less
suited
and don't
to bring
complain
about
as much too.
dilemma. Also, if she is attracted to him, they would be well suited to each other. How is that?
Just fine there.
Oh,
Keep in line. Okay, now Linda.
I'm a big, strong man.
Big strong man. Oh, and that toilet has that carpeted, like that shag carpeted cover on the seat and all around the tank.
Who are you? What do you want?
This is stick up. Your money or your life?
Jesus Christ, look at that gun. You gotta be
You can
kidding
have
me.
anything you want, but please don't hurt me.
This is a stick up.
Please don't hurt me.
No. I'm gonna rape you. Don't cry. I've got this gun.
Okay, but please don't hurt me.
Oh no, you're supposed to be frightened.
I'm sorry, Wilbur. Let's do it again.
Wilbur.
Better this time.
Okay, so this was a setup by Wilbur.
You always spoil it. You don't want me to have any fun.
So it wasn't a real stick up. I was gonna say a gun, my God.
I just can't help myself. I
We had a
can't
little cap
believe
gun when we
you
were a
turned
kid,
that
looked more
gun.
realistic than that
Come
thing
on,
did.
Wilbur. Let's go to bed. You've got me all
Kids
hot.
aren't allowed to have that anymore. Little cap guns, we put the caps in them and
If you don't do everything I say, I'm gonna shoot you.
Okay, Miss Marvel. Anything you say. You know I'd do anything for
guess the
you.
liberals probably done away with that too.
You're not just saying that?
No, I mean it, really. You've got
Guess the
me.
liberals won the gun battle. Kids can't
I love you.
have any fun anymore, but and I guess they won the battle of the porn because I guess the conservatives could have it their
I
way.
can't marry you.
Movies like this wouldn't exist, so
Why can't you
thank
marry
God
me?
for the
Don't you
liberals
believe
on
I
that.
love you?
I guess that's why I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, because I like
It's just, well,
some conservative ideas and some liberal ideas.
the man I married has to have a 9-inch cock.
Oh, I see.
Oh, so the man she marries has to have a 9-inch cock, okay.
It's my fault, not yours.
So it doesn't matter if he has a job or a big Jew-fro or he looks like a wolf man when he takes his pants off, as long as he's got a 9-inch cock, he's in.
Yeah, that's Dr. Young.
Hey, Wilbur, why don't you give him a call? And maybe he could do something. You know, like an operation or some
So now this guy's got problems, and she's telling him to call Dr. Young, maybe he can help. And he's gonna call right now. Huh. How about that? And I like those red velvet drapes back there, curtains.
Hello, Dr. Young. It's Wilbur.
Well, wasn't it Coming to America? That's beautiful. What is that, velvet?
I
Like they're velvet or suede or something.
want to get married. Thank you. There's only one problem. She needs a 9-inch cock. Doctor, please help me. I'm only 4 inches away from happiness. You can? Any size I want? Tomorrow?
Oh, I think I remember the punchline here.
I'll see you then. Thank
He
you.
doesn't have a 9-inch cock.
Darling, he said he could do it. He can cut it down to any size you want.
Oh, Wilbur.
There you go.
Now
So his claim is he has a 13-inch cock, and Dr. Young could cut it down 4 inches, so it'd be 9. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty good deal if you have to have a 9 and you're 10, 11, 12, you know, just go get a couple inches cut off.
And give it all you got. Now we found
So he's got a 9-inch cock, that's good. But the fact that his name is Wilbur, he looks like a friggin' doofus, that doesn't matter. And I don't know about a 13-inch cock either. I'm sitting there watching it and I have my doubts. It looks like he has a touch of Peyronie's disease as well.
Don't get your goat, that's all she wrote.
If you don't know what Peyronie's disease is, look it up, but basically it's when it has a bend in it and it's not completely straight. Don't know if you can die from it, so I don't really know if you call it a disease or not, but yeah, if she needs a 9-inch cock for him to be able to marry her, I still think he's 4 inches away. 4 inches the other way. I don't think he's nowhere close to 13. I guess this song here, this little tune's called Deep Throat. She's like slobbering all over it. This is kind of before that became popular. This is like a sloppy slobber. Slobber everywhere. It's all around all over her face and everywhere else. And then there's the bells and fireworks again. And the two metal guys with the sledgehammers kind of tapping the bell. That's kind of hideous looking. But in the end, this movie's kind of hideous itself. It's a movie of its time. This is big stuff here for the time, but I don't make a real habit of watching these type of movies. And I gotta say, this might be the first one I've ever watched all the way through. But I've seen better acting for sure. And I'm thinking that this movie, basically Linda's sitting there smiling, so apparently she's gotten what she wants. Now that she knows the secret of how to be pleasured, I won't say pleasure herself, but now she's happy, and I guess I'm happy for her. I don't know if this stud here is going to get to marry her. You know, there should have been a Deep Throat Part 2. And there you can see the shadows of whoever the cameraman or people in the room were kind of walking past them. And that is the end. Deep Throat to you all, is what it says on the credits. And it looks like the days of Deep Throat and Linda Lovelace. Huh. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Possibly the first commentary or commentary on Deep Throat that you're going to see. And I don't know what to say. This is kind of an obscure podcast. I'm a little uncomfortable. I don't even know if this is even going to make it to air. I don't know. I have to give it some thought. Listen to it and see how stupid I sound. But If this does make it there and you like our podcast, please like it. Feel free to give us a comment at any time, and hit the subscribe button if you're watching it on YouTube, so you get the updates. And try looking at some of our other podcasts that are a little bit more mainstream. Like I said, right now they're horror movies mostly, Friday the 13th, and some miscellaneous horror movies here and there, but we've got mainstream movies coming. It's just a matter of getting people over here in the studio to do it. And like I said, just subscribe, like, feel free to leave us a comment. Find us on Facebook under the Couch Potato Podcast. Like that, and you'll get a lot of updates on that, and see what we're doing in the future. So I guess until our next podcast, I bid you farewell. This is the Couch Potato Podcast.